JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, Council says SOEs watered down following daylight murders in Clarendon. The killing of 2 men and injury of another in 2 separate shooting incidents in neighbouring Clarendon communities on Friday have left one councillor questioning the effectiveness of what he terms as watered down states of emergency SOEs. Clarendon is one of several parishes in which an SOE is currently imposed. However, UFL Purcell, councillor for the Yorktown Division, is questioning whether the measure is having the desired effect in light of the brazen daylight killings. As far as I'm concerned, the SOE is something none of the gunmen really respect, so they are not daunted. I would just can't continue like this, the People's National Party representative said. In the first incident on Friday, the police report that 25-year-old Nicholas Williams, also known as Marvin, a farmer of Comfort district in the parish, was shot dead along the Comfort Main Road about 9:30 a.m. Williams was reportedly riding along the road on a bicycle when men traveling in a silver Toyota Mark X motor car shot him several times before escaping. Williams was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Hours later, the police were called to another scene in the neighbouring community of Rainsbury, where 2 men were shot, one fatally. The deceased has been identified as Nicardo Reed, also known as Bogo, a 23-year-old labourer of Rainsbury district. Police reports saw that about 2:15 p.m., Reed and another man were in a pasture tending to a herd of cattle when they were attacked by 3 men armed with handguns. The gunmen reportedly chased the men and opened gunfire, hitting both of them. Reed died on the spot, the police say. Purcell, whose division falls in Clarendon Southwestern, where both communities are located, charged that the government should deploy more strategic ways to fight crime. SOEs watered down. Nobody sees it as anything effective again, and the police and soldiers are under stress. They are being pressured now and it's not bearing a lot of fruit, said Purcell. A total of 92 people were killed in Clarendon last year, compared to 106 murders for the corresponding period in 2021. Cop dead after being found unresponsive in St. Anne. A policeman is dead after being found unresponsive inside his vehicle in St. Anne on Friday night. The deceased has been identified as Sergeant Lloyd Kelly of the Runaway Bay Police Station and Bonham Heights Exchange in St. Anne. Police reports saw that about 8:40 p.m., commuters saw Kelly's BMW motor car parked along the Exchange District Main Road in the parish with the hazard lights on. Upon checks, the cop was seen slumped backwards in the driver's seat and appeared to be unconscious. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, Kelly, clad in a black t-shirt, white short jeans pants, and a pair of black slippers, was found unconscious inside the vehicle. A medical team at the scene administered CPR to Kelly, but to no avail. He was transported to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Kelly's license and firearm was retrieved by the police, no foul play suspected. St. James businessman charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. A St. James businessman has been charged with the possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition, following an incident in Gordon Crescent, Granville on Tuesday. Charged is 28-year-old Ricardo Downer of Westgate Hills. Reports from the Granville police are that about 9:20 p.m., a Toyota Axle motor car was signaled to stop at a vehicular checkpoint and a search was conducted. During the search, 1 Glock 9mm pistol and a magazine containing 6 9mm cartridges were found under the floor mat of the driver's seat. Downer was charged on Thursday, January 5. His court date is being finalized. Hanover couple slapped with gun charges. A Hanover man and woman have been arrested and charged with the possession of a prohibited weapon and ammunition, following an incident which occurred in Green Island on Wednesday. They are 36-year-old Stacey Taylor of Green River, Green Island in Hanover, and 22-year-old Enrique Sanders of the same address. Reports are that about 11:30 a.m., lawmen acting on information received conducted an operation at a dwelling house occupied by Taylor and Sanders. During the search of a room, 1 Ruger 9mm pistol, 2 magazines, and 7 9mm cartridges were recovered. Their court date is being finalized. Police playing hot potato with man on $90 million cocaine rap, says Champagne. Defense attorney Peter Champagne KC has accused the police of playing hot potato with the health of his client Robert Chin. The man was being charged in connection with a $90 million cocaine seizure at the Norman Mann International Airport in Kingston on Monday. Champagnie made the accusation during a bail application for Chin on Friday at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court. He said that 56-year-old Chin suffers from renal failure and needs dialysis treatment every other day. However, while Chin was taken to get treatment on Tuesday, he was not taken on Thursday, the attorney said. Halfway Tree Police Station, where he's been kept, is saying it is narcotics duty to take him for treatment. Narcotics is saying it is not our responsibility, it is Halfway Tree's, Champagnie said. If he misses today, that is it for him. The situation is grave. I genuinely fear the worst if he remains where he is. This seems to be a case of hot potato. No one wants to take on all that responsibility, the attorney said, adding that the cost of treatment is $350 for each session. According to the prosecution, Chin was not taken for treatment because his family had not paid the facility. However, Champagnie said that Chin's wife had the money when she visited him on Thursday. Champagnie also said that Chin has a wound with a massive tube that leads to his heart and his neck, which requires constant sanitization. It is in a nasty state, Champagnie told the judge, as he explained that the wound had not been treated properly since Chin's arrest. Champagnie also said that Chin is on a strict diet, which requires that he avoid salt, sugar, or any meat, and had not eaten since Thursday. The family members are concerned about the fact that he missed dialysis yesterday. I went there just in time to see his wife. She came with some fruits. She was told quite bluntly that this is not what is given to prisoners, he said, adding that the police eventually allowed her to give him the food after he explained that Chin is on a special diet. I fear that if it is that he remains in custody, he is at great peril in terms of his very life, Champagnie argued. The prosecution opposed bail on the grounds that Chin is considered a flight risk. Additionally, the court was told that the Arise Remand Center in St. Andrews agreed to take Chin and ensure that his medical needs are met. But Champagnie rejected that offer, saying, I don't know of any dialysis unit at Horizon. God forbid he goes and the police are not in a position to transport him. It's easy to say, crime at Horizon, but my friend is not in the private practice to know that when you go there at Horizon, the family members have to take at least a week to register and to get their ticket. It takes over an hour to see your client when you go as an attorney, and the registration process is as if you're applying for a passport for the persons who are authorized to visit. Champagnie said the courts can impose stringent conditions, such as house arrest, and having his client's travel documents surrendered once bail is granted. In response, Parish Judge Maxine Dennis McPherson said, I have to consider whether Mr. Chin will get the care he needs. I must say that I'm disturbed in relation to what I heard happened yesterday. I was told that he had an appointment. That is most unfortunate. It takes a moment for life to pass. Any one of us could have been in that position, and you are not allowed to seek treatment. I'm prepared to grant bail to Mr. Chin on humanitarian grounds. With that, she granted Chin $700,000 bail, ordered that he report to the nearest police station every day, and surrender all his travel documents, and place a stop order on him. Chin was also ordered not to contact any Crown witnesses, and is now subjected to a night curfew. He is to return to court on February 10 to allow for the completion of his case file, as no statement was on the file when the case was mentioned on Friday. Police have reported that Chin, who is the half-brother of People's National Party Vice President Mikhail Phillips, was attempting to board a departing flight to the United States of America about 7 a.m. on Monday when anomalies were detected in a suitcase assigned to him. A search of the luggage was conducted and the illicit drug, with an estimated street value of $600,000 approximately 90,603,000 Jamaican dollars, was found. Police said he managed to evade them, but was later arrested about 6:30 p.m. the same day. CRH to accept some patients by December. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is hoping the problem-plagued Cornwall Regional Hospital will be able to accept patients on a limited basis by December. We're hoping that by the end of this year, 2023, we can see partial occupation, not full occupation, because it's going to take some time. The biggest challenge, having secured integrity of the structure, is now to ensure that the final details of the internals are dealt with. But it will look and feel like a new building, he assured. Tufton was giving the media an update on rehabilitation work being done on the building during a tour of the facility on Friday. He pointed out that a lot of work had been done on the second phase of the project over the Christmas holidays. He said the hope is to begin the final phase in the third quarter of this year. We're hoping to move into the final phase, which is phase 3, where the internals are going to be put in. So that is the ward space, the office space, the lighting and so on. What this phase is to make sure that the building is strong and is pretty much a new building. And that's what we're hoping for, stated Tufton. The minister noted that while work on the current phase is still within budget, costing for the final phase is still being worked out as it will be influenced by the design of the facility and materials used. According to Tufton, those were factors assessed by a team of clinicians and technicians who recently returned from a trip to China. There is keen interest in when the facility will finally be able to open its doors to the public, as well as the final price tag. In November 2021, it was reported that $1.4 billion was spent over the 5 years of delays experienced on the project. At that time, it was also disclosed that taxpayers will have to find an additional $1.6 billion for the penultimate phase of work being done, and that the completion date had been pushed back to 2022. The original completion date of 2020 was missed, partially as a result of fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. You're not going to see any signs of a remainder of what Cornwall used to be. You're going to see a brand new Cornwall Regional Hospital. That's the intention. And I'm a lot more confident now, having had a lot of starts and stops. And we have learned many lessons, Tufton said Friday, during a ceremony to hand over 4 ambulances valued at $48 million. We're still in a delicate stage, but we have to manage that. Cornwall Regional is going to become one of the most significant institutions in Jamaica and the Caribbean, serving the people of Western Jamaica. And I say, just hold the faith. It is happening, he promised. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.